What's up, guys? I'm back with another video. On this one, I want to touch on my first kind of impressions on the MD5 dash for the Suzuki DR650. So if you've watched the channel before, you've seen this DR. It's my white one. This is what I consider kind of the ultimate dual sport. You know, it's cheap, it's reliable, but everybody knows all that. So I did the suspension, and I've done the skid plate and tweaked the carb a little bit. Runs really good, and it was time for a dash. So doing some research, I discovered this MD5 dash, and I don't know who originally created this dash, but there seems to be a ton of different iterations of it now. Slightly tweaked, just a little bit different, offering different things for different, speedometers and different accessories. I found this MD5 dash on Amazon for $92, but then I went to AliExpress and it was there for $29. So I figured 29 bucks, whatever. I grabbed it from AliExpress. It came in about two and a half weeks. And, I think it's pretty good value for 29 bucks. So what do you get? You get this metal, it looks like a black powder coated metal piece here. And basically your bar mounts go straight down through holes, and that's what holds it in place. And it comes with 4 holes plus the hole for the keyhole. And this one that I got comes with a voltmeter, a 12 volt power, and 2 auxiliary switches. It also lets you move your indicator lights from, I think they're up here somewhere stock. It lets you move them to right here and mount them with screws. I will say the screw it came with was too long and it was short a screw, but I had some screws here. I just cut them and they worked fine. So yeah, I think this is probably going to do everything I need to do. It's cheap. It's good. It comes with the wiring and stuff you need to jump everything over here. But basically, you're bringing power in on these switches, and then you're jumping it over to the voltmeter and the 12 volt. Now, though, it gives you enough wiring that you can go straight from the battery. And the reason it does that on the DR is because the switched power up here on the front of the DR is only 10 amp. That's fine for me. So I didn't go to the battery. I didn't want anything else connected to my battery. I just pulled from the switched power on the DR, which is a brown and a white and black wire. It'll have a black connector on the end of it. And I just cut that off, did a couple heat shrink bus connectors and tied them up there with electrical tape. And I just did that because nothing I do up here from the dash is going to need more than 10 amp. I'm just going to charge my phone. I love having the voltmeter, but after seeing a couple other people's dash setup where instead of the voltmeter right there, they had a RAM mount. I kind of wish I had a RAM mount there instead. But I can easily just put one right here on my bars and bring my phone up right here instead. So voltmeters, really cool. I like to monitor things. Monitoring the battery is cool. So let me see if I got my key over here. You can see there's enough room there for the key. Flip on that switch and it's going to power on your voltmeter and your 12 volt. Another thought about this 12 volt, it's just a standard 12 volt. I thought about swapping it out and just waiting and putting just a USB and a USB-C in here because that's what I'm going to use. But I think I'm just going to put an adapter in there because I still want to have this 12 volt capacity. If there's something I need to power for whatever reason, then I can. So I'm just going to stick an adapter in there to plug my phone into, more than likely. Now, the reason that 10 amp worked for me on this is because I already have the battery tender connection back here going to my battery. So my inflator will just plug into that. And I'll probably even carry another little dongle to plug into that to go to USB-C or something, just in case I needed to charge an inflator or charge something that had more amperage than the 10. But the whole purpose of this is for my phone and to be able to turn it on and off when I need to, and to monitor battery voltage. So I could also, you know, I can charge a phone and a GoPro, and I'm gonna be fine there. So I really like this setup. When you mount it, you can see it angles up here enough to where your wires don't hit your triple clamp, which is nice because there's not a ton of room in there. And these fit pretty good, but I've got worries that they could work their way off over time. So we'll just have to see how that goes. As far as problems I ran into, the only problems I ran into were my throttle cables and my clutch cable. And these could have been problems that were here before I mounted all this. I'm not really sure. This is the original clutch cable, but this is a KX450 perch I had laying around. So it's not at the exact perfect angle it should be. I really need to replace that. But the clutch cable was in front of the speedometer cable, and so was the throttle cable. And they were just all too tight. And I don't know how tight they were before, like I said, but they were too tight. So I actually unhooked the speedometer and moved the clutch cable behind that. And the throttle cables, we ended up just moving to the front of the bars. You guys that are, you guys that are Japanese, I've always rode Japanese, will probably gasp at this. But I mean, this is how KTM has done their throttle cables for years. Never seen a problem with it. So it's gonna throw them right there. I don't have to worry about them being too tight or anything like that. So seems like everything's gonna work out. I haven't put it back together yet because I'm gonna do a headlight. You can get an LED, this headlight is garbage. You can get an LED headlight on eBay for 46 bucks. I'm gonna test that out. We'll see how that goes. You can hear got something broken inside of it anyway. And I'm also gonna mount, I have a couple of these pod lights left over from a Jeep project. And I just have these little wings sitting here that aren't being used. So I think I'm gonna try to figure out a way to mount these up. I know it's probably gonna be overkill on the lighting, but I am doing a couple 24-hour races this year that are gonna be substantial amounts of night riding, which I am not prepared for, or I'm not, I don't have any experience with. And I have this aux switch to easily turn them on and off now up here, so I can turn them off quick on the fly so I don't blind people and such. So I think I'm going to give it a try and just see how it looks like and how much light I can get out of it. So when I get that done, we'll do a test video, and then I've got a couple new blinkers that are on the way in the mail too. So we'll do all that. We'll do all that. We will get it all tied up, and then I'll tell you guys what I think at the end. We'll do a test video and such. So all right, kind of my thoughts on the MD5 dash for the DR650. In case anybody doesn't know about this, I will put the Amazon link down below, which is great if you want to kind of read about it and see the details. And then I'll also put the AliExpress link if you want to, get the cheap version and wait for it for a while. Oh, one last thing I forgot to say. This has actually got bolt holes that are right there that I believe are set up for like a Trailtech Vapor or something like that if you want to replace the speedometer. I like this old, kind of old school style speedometer. I wanted to keep it, so I'm just leaving that right there. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching the video. Suzuki MD5 2025. See you guys in the next one.